over the years, we've made a lot of updates to the Swamp Eye HD, so I felt like we needed to do another unboxed video to kind of show what the current HDs, kind of what they come with and a lot of the improvements that we've done. And I'll kind of talk about some add-ons you can do for the Swamp Eye HDs as well. So here's pretty much the box that you'll receive. And then you take the HD out. You've got the Swamp Eye HD here. One of the big improvements we did is the control leads and power leads. They're going to be lower profile now. So they're, instead of an over 1 inch OD, the newer style ones are going to be about 0.6 inch. So that's going to make it easier for running the wires through the whole of your boat or through your light boxes or whatever. It just makes routing wires much easier. Something else we did is we have a new power supply mounting bracket for the guys that want to run generator. So you have your driver, you can attach it to the back of the light. And once you attach it, it'll look like this. So you can attach it to the back. And then something that we did simultaneously is we made it so that you don't have a bunch of extra power wire whenever you attach it. So now the extension is included separately if you want to mount the driver underneath your deck, and then you can get however many extensions you need depending on how far you need to run it if you do want to mount it underneath your deck. But if you just want to mount it in your light box, that's an option that you can do now. You have to use our brackets to attach the driver to the back to ensure that it has proper heat dissipation. But something else that we've done is on the Swamp Eye HDs, not everybody realizes this, but you can run them on battery. So we have the battery terminal leads. You can buy these separately. It's not included unless you call ahead of time and tell us, hey, I want to run battery instead of generator. We'll set them up that way. But basically, you can run the Swamp Eye HD. I recommend running them 24 volt DC. And the reason I say that is because whenever you run, 4, 5, 6 lights, however many, and you run it on 24 volt, it's going to be a lower amp draw, so things just run a little bit better whenever you reduce your amp load. Something else that we have on the Swamp Eye HDs, so that's kind of just what comes standard with it. You'll get a control dial, you'll get the driver, you'll have your mounting bracket. These are super heavy duty brackets, and then here's like your control dial for turning it on and off and adjusting color. But something else that we have for an add-on feature is our glare shield hoods. So these glare shield hoods do a really good job at keeping the light focused down to the water where you need it most, and it eliminates the light from going up on the shorelines. And so this is a really good option for guys that are in like areas near homes. So if you have if you're on a lake that has homes nearby and you want to kind of minimize the amount of light going up onto the shoreline, I would strongly recommend the glare shield hoods as an add-on feature there. Something else that we have for the Swamp Eye HDs that's been out for a while is our protective covers. So I usually recommend these if you are going to be trailering a lot, doing tournaments and things of that nature. You can attach these covers over the face of the light, and that'll help prevent any rocks from flying up off of your tires and hitting the lights and damaging the lenses. That's honestly not a common problem because we do have really tough lenses that we include on the HDs, but just for guys that trailer it a lot, that is a great option that we have available. Something else with the Swamp Eye HDs that we have is our building block wire harness. So like I mentioned before, we went from a 1 inch OD to a 0.6 inch OD. So you can control them all together still, on one single dial, similar to before. The connectors are smaller now, easier to run through the whole of your boat. If you wanted to run them on a single trunk line and not have to worry about going from light to light, we do have a trunk line available. So you can do multiple Swamp Eye HD lights on one single line. This is a heavier duty trunk line. If you do want this particular accessory, I do ask that you call us ahead of time to order over the phone so that we can explain to you how it properly works in terms of how many lights you can run on a trunk line and things of that nature. We typically recommend doing 4 lights on a trunk line at a time maximum. But if you wanted, if you have an 8 light setup, 10 light, 12 light, we can set you up with a system that'll work. Beyond that, our Swamp Eye HD kits, you're gonna have pretty much everything that you need kind of as a part of the kit if you just want a one size fits all option. The kits are gonna come included with your control leads so that you can hook everything together on one single dial. You'll be able to run them on generator if you want to. If you want to run them on battery, we can set you up for that. Lots of really cool options. The trunk line system is all totally plug and play. So if you're just not familiar with electrical and things of that nature, I mean, this is very foolproof, I would say. So, everything is plug and play with waterproof connections. We always recommend dielectric grease if you can. That'll help to add a little bit more corrosion resistance on your plug connections. Something else that we have is our Bluetooth controllers. So the Bluetooth controllers are compatible with the Outrigger Go app. They just plug directly into the light like so. This is actually an old style Bluetooth controller. So here's the newer style one. So this is plugged right in there. And that way you can control the light, turn it on and off, adjust color, and so forth. And so that's kind of how it's hooked up there. Something else that we have is our foot control switch. So I have this light here hooked up on a foot control switch just to kind of demonstrate. But if you're going after like light sensitive species and things of that nature, I would suggest using like the glare shield hood, and then you could run them on battery. And then this foot control switch was literally originally called a big head switch. So whenever you hit the switch, it turns the light on. As soon as you let go of the switch, the light turns off. You can adjust color whenever you turn it on. So I mean, if you want cool white, it'll hold that setting. It holds a memory, so it'll be the cool white setting. If you want warm white, then you can adjust it over warm white, and it'll hold that setting. So that's kind of the Swamp Eye HD. As far as what comes standard as a single light setup, you've got everything that you need individually to run a single light. And then if you want to run multiple lights together, I would suggest buying the kits. If there's a custom setup that you want to do, feel free to give us a call and we'll be happy to kind of walk you through how to set up your boat best. Our phone number is 979-472-9360. And you can also send us an email, support@outriggeroutdoors.com, and we'll help you out best we can. Thanks for watching, and look forward to helping more people get back on the water. Thanks.